right, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is an American television sitcom created by Andy and Susan Bodowicz for NBC. It aired from September 10th, 1990 to May 20th, 1996. The series stars Will Smith as a fictionalized version of himself, a street-smart teenager born and raised in West Philadelphia who was sent to move in with his wealthy uncle and aunt in Bel-Air, California, where his lifestyle often clashed with that of his upper-class relatives. Known as Smith's star vehicle into television and later his film career, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was top hit for NBC, running for 148 episodes over 6 seasons. The reunion special / retrospective, reuniting the original cast, debuted on HBO Max in November 2020, and the more dramatic reimagining series titled Bel-Air and based on the fan film of the same name was given 2-season order for Peacock streaming service and released on February 13th, 2022. The theme song in the opening sequence is set the premise of the show. Will Smith is a street-smart African-American teenager born and raised in West Philadelphia while playing street basketball. Well, Will accidentally hits a group of gang members with the ball, causing the confrontation that frightens his mother, who sends him to live with his wealthy uncle and aunt and uncle in the neighborhood of Bel-Air, Los Angeles. Will's working class background ends up clashing in various humorous ways with the upper class world of the Banks family. Will's stern Uncle Phil and tough but fair Aunt Vivian and their children. Will's cousins spoiled Hillary, pompous Carlton, impressionable Ashley, and baby Nikki, introduced in season 3, as well as the sarcastic butler Jeffrey. He's my favorite. He's my favorite. My favorite line is like, "Run, Jeffrey, catch Jeffrey," something like that. Maybe I catch a frisbee with my teeth. I mean, I felt bad for Jeffrey, man. He's always has to do everything for the family. I know he's a butler for a reason, but my goodness, it is crazy how he's being used and being treated by that family. Anyway, when I think of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, it's a classic sitcom TV series of the 1990s. Shoot, it's in my top 5 TV shows of all time for me, you know. And if it wasn't for Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, let alone Will Smith's TV show, I wouldn't know about his albums, his music, and things in that nature. So my favorite season, it's between 2 or 3. I will say 3. And my favorite episode, it's season 4, episode 81, where Will and Carlton was getting into a fraternity, all black fraternity. Long story short, Carlton doesn't get in, but Will does. And that really set Carlton off to the point where he called him out on his prejudiced behavior, and Will refused to join. The other fraternity members gave Top Dog the boot because of his biased attitude, let alone his disdain for black people in an upper class family. When Uncle Phil catches the wind of it, because the two of them told him that what happened, he wonders, was that have to do with, or not, excuse me, but why all of a sudden that brings hatred, brings disdain? You should be able to help each other, lift each other, not put each other down, tear each other down just because one family is in the upper class and the other is not, especially within the black community. Till this day, it still happens. So that one scene where Will got left by his father, that was really hard to watch. It's bad enough that his father left him when he was a kid, and now he's dealing with it again, and you can tell who is the real father, and it's Uncle Phil, not the other father of Will. In the series finale, I think it was a 2-episode series finale, where Will stands in the middle of the room, empty mansion in the living room. That's how I felt when you are a military kid and you're moving out. You're like, good and bad times. You're just like, man, new chapter. Close the book on that one. Move on to the next one. And that's life. And I love Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Rest in paradise to James Avery, a.k.a. Uncle Phil. Man, it sucks. And I'm pretty sure everyone know what happened to Janet Hubert Witten, who plays as the real Aunt Viv. And I think it has something to do with, her attitude or her personality clashes with other members of people who work for the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I mean, she was there the first 3 seasons before she left in season 4, I believe. So what's your thoughts on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? Now, as far as the Cosby Show, yeah, I really enjoyed Cosby Show for what it was. It deals with serious issues, kind of like with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. like Theo's Theo dyslexia, teenage pregnancy, things in that nature. It's also a American television sitcom co-created and started by Bill Cosby, and this series aired from September 20th, 1984 to April 30th, 1992 on NBC. It focuses on the upper middle class African-American family living in Brooklyn, New York. The series based on the comedy routines in Cosby's stand-up comic act, which in turn were based on his family life. The series was followed by a spin-off titled Different World, broadcast from 1987 to 1993, 144 episodes and 6 seasons. And you can read the rest of it. It's, the Cliff Huxtable was named as the greatest television dad in 2014. It was ranked 28th in the list of the 50 greatest shows. It almost single-handedly revived the sitcom genre in NBC's ratings and the biggest TV hit in the 1980s. And it spent 5 consecutive seasons as number 1 rated show on television, right next to All in the Family. So Cliff Huxtable is the doctor. His wife, Claire Huxtable, is a lawyer. Of course, you got 5 kids. It was Sandra, Denise, Theo, Vanessa, and Rudy. Like I said in the beginning, it deals with serious subjects like Theo's experiences dealing with dyslexia, inspired by Cosby's dyslexic son, Enos, and teenage pregnancy, and things in that nature. I like the series. I like the seasons, if not all of them. I can't give you which one is my favorite. I know there are people out there dislike what Bill Cosby did and said, his hypocritical self, but you can't take away the fact that The Cosby Show is one heck of a TV show and what it did. And you don't see a lot of predominantly black casts. You just don't. Sure, you have Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and In Living Color on Fox, but if it wasn't for if it wasn't for The Cosby Show, we wouldn't have that at all. So yeah, what's your thoughts on both television series? And with that, throwing y'all a salute. I'm out. Always and forever, keep pounding.